You've tried to change before. You've made the promise to yourself. This year, I'll get in shape. This year, I'll save money. This year, I'll finally become the version of myself you keep picturing in your head. And for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, it works. You show up, you do the thing. And then, quietly, without any dramatic moment of failure, you just stop. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It wasn't a lack of motivation. It wasn't laziness. It wasn't that you don't want it badly enough. The real reason almost every self-improvement attempt collapses has nothing to do with your willpower and everything to do with a system you were never taught. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why your past attempts to change didn't stick, why the results always seem to show up too late to keep you motivated, and the precise mechanics behind how tiny, almost invisible actions compound into an entirely different life or an entirely different downfall. This is the world according to James Clear's Atomic Habits, and once you see it, you will never look at your daily routine the same way again. James Clear spent years studying the science of habit formation, pulling from behavioral psychology, neuroscience, and his own personal story of rebuilding his life after a devastating injury in high school. Atomic Habits became one of the best-selling self-improvement books in modern history, not because it offers motivation, but because it offers mechanics, a precise, repeatable system for how real, lasting change actually happens. In this video, we're going to break down 5 core ideas from the book. Why progress feels invisible until it suddenly isn't, why chasing goals is actually the wrong strategy, why your identity, not your willpower, drives your habits, and finally, the 4 laws you can use starting today to build habits that stick and break the ones that don't. Let's get into it. Lesson 1. The plateau of latent potential. Why progress feels invisible. Here's the first thing almost everyone gets wrong about change. We expect results to arrive in a straight line. Put in effort, see progress. But that's not how habits actually work. Clear describes something called the plateau of latent potential, a long stretch of time where your effort is accumulating quietly beneath the surface, while your results stay completely flat. Think about it this way. Imagine filling a bucket with water 1 drop at a time. For a long time, nothing seems to happen. The bucket looks empty, but eventually that 1,000th drop causes the water to spill over the edge. It looks like that single drop caused everything. In reality, every drop before it mattered just as much. It just wasn't visible yet.
This is exactly why most people quit. Not because their habits aren't working, but because they quit during the invisible phase, right before the results would have shown up. Practical step. Pick one habit you abandoned recently because it wasn't working. Restart it today. And this time, track the action itself, not the result. Give it 30 days before you judge whether it's working. Lesson 2. Systems beat goals. But here is where it gets interesting. Most people believe the key to change is setting a bigger, clearer goal. Clear argues the opposite. Goals are about the outcome you want, but systems are about the process that actually gets you there, and it's the system that determines whether you succeed. Think about 2 runners training for the same race. One only thinks about crossing the finish line, the other builds a system, a specific training schedule, followed every single week, rain or shine. On race day, the goal was identical for both of them, but only one of them actually has the muscle, the stamina, and the discipline built up to get there. The goal didn't create the result, the system did. As Clear puts it, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Practical step. Take one goal you currently have and rewrite it as a system. Instead of "I want to read more books," write "I will read 10 pages every night before bed." The goal describes the destination. The system gets you moving. Lesson 3. Identity is the real driver of change. Think about it this way. You can force yourself to go to the gym for a week through pure willpower, but willpower runs out. What doesn't run out is identity, the quiet belief you hold about who you actually are. Clear explains that lasting change happens from the inside out. Most people try to change their outcomes first, hoping their identity will eventually catch up. But it works the other way around. When you say, "I want to run a marathon," running is still something outside of you, something you're trying to force yourself into. But when you say, "I am a runner," the behavior stops being a decision you have to make every day. Runners run. It's just who they are.
Every action you take is a small vote for the type of person you want to become. One healthy meal is a vote for, "I am someone who takes care of their body." One skipped workout isn't a failure. It's simply a vote for the other identity. No single vote defines you, but the majority of your votes over time absolutely do. Practical step. Choose one identity you want to build. A disciplined person, a reader, someone who shows up. Today, do one small action that only that kind of person would do, and notice how it feels to cast that vote for yourself. Lesson 4. Small actions compound, for better or worse. But here is where it gets interesting again. We tend to think transformation requires massive, dramatic action. Clear's research suggests the opposite. Tiny, consistent improvements, even just 1% better each day, compound into staggering results over time. The same way tiny, consistent declines compound into disaster. Think about it like planting a single tree seed versus planting a forest. One seed alone doesn't look impressive. It doesn't look like much of anything for a long time. But given enough time and consistency, that single seed becomes something enormous. The same is true in reverse. Small bad habits, repeated daily, quietly compound into serious consequences long before you ever notice the damage being done. The point isn't to feel the difference today. The point is direction. A single 1% improvement is invisible in the moment. Repeated daily, it changes the entire trajectory of your life. Practical step. Identify one habit you're trying to build. Apply just one of these 4 laws today. Make it obvious by placing a visual reminder in your path, or make it easy by shrinking it down to 2 minutes. Don't try to apply all 4 at once. One law, done consistently, is enough to start the loop.
Let's bring it all together. Progress is often invisible before it's visible. Most people quit right before the results would have shown up. Systems, not goals, are what actually determine your outcomes. Identity, not willpower, is what makes a habit permanent. Small actions compound quietly in both directions, whether you're paying attention or not. And the 4 laws, obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying, are the practical levers you can pull today, not someday. Here's the thought to carry with you. You are not failing because you lack discipline. You are simply the sum of your systems, repeated quietly, day after day, whether you notice them or not. That means the version of yourself you keep picturing isn't out of reach. It's just one small, repeatable action away from becoming your new identity, one vote at a time. Now you know how to build habits that physically reshape your daily behavior, the outer discipline. But building the right systems on the outside means nothing if what's happening on the inside, your heart, your intentions, your spiritual consistency, is left unattended. What good is a perfect morning routine if the state of your heart never changes? Click the video on your screen right now to learn how to purify what's happening on the inside so the habits you just build actually mean something. I'll see you there.